Well, hello there, everybody. My name is Melissa. I go by Melissa Manifests online. And I wanted to just kind of come on here and talk candidly about some updates that have been going on in my life. I have not uploaded to YouTube in a very long time, and I'm wanting to do it more. And I'm starting off with just some updates. There's a lot of updates that have happened in my life since the last time I've uploaded anything. And some things have stayed the same, some things have changed. But yeah, just wanting to say hi, reintroduce myself. Hello. And just, yeah, let everybody know what I've been up to, what my plans are, what my intentions are, some things that have shifted for me. But yeah, I want to try to keep this video short as well, and expand on it in other videos moving forward. But for right now, just a few life updates, if you will. I recently got my yoga teacher certification. Yay. And it was my 200 hour, and I'm so excited. I was able to teach a little bit as well. There's a yoga studio that I was already working at, and I was doing sound there. So I also do sound bowls, and I do sound healings, if you will. Maybe not necessarily the word healing. I would kind of describe them as sound experiences, and like describe myself as a sound practitioner. But I think a lot of people are familiar with the term sound bath, sound healing. So, anyways, I've been doing those at this studio since the beginning of last year. And when I got my yoga certification in October, I was able to start teaching there for a bit. And I did that for a couple of months and have this new opportunity on the horizon that I don't really want to talk too much about because it's still kind of in the works. But I am going to be potentially working with my brother and potentially having my own space that I can teach my own yoga classes in. And I'm just so incredibly excited. And yoga is something that I've been doing for many years. But quite honestly, I've only taken super seriously within the past maybe 2 years. And in the beginning of last year in 2025, I did this yoga retreat at Kripalu, which is in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, in Western Mass. I highly recommend it. I believe it's the largest yoga retreat teacher training center. I don't really know kind of necessarily what like the term is, how you qualify it, but I think it's the largest in North America, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, I went there for a week in January of 2025, and it was a yoga retreat, and I was completely intimidated. Like a few days before even going, I was freaking out, talking to my yoga teacher, like, what did I sign myself up for? Why did I think I could do this? What? Am I even flexible enough? Do I even have the mental stamina? Like, what? What if they use words I don't know? I was freaking out, spiraling, like, what's going on? Honestly, I think I got emotional. It was a whole thing. But luckily, she talked me through it. And also, when I got there from day one, it was just a magical experience, honestly. And I was so impressed and surprised with how much flexibility I gained just within those few days. I mean, it was a week, it was technically 5 days. Actually, I should be more specific. It was like, I think a Sunday to Friday type of deal. And so I was able to, in downward dog, be able to touch my heels on the floor, which is something that I had never been able to do in just those 5 days, with the intentionality around the types of yoga that we were doing, the practices that we were doing, how long we were doing them for. Like, it was all interwoven into each other, like the 8 limbs of yoga. And it was at a time that I didn't really truly understand what those were and what yoga was, past a way to become more flexible, honestly. I knew that there was deeper dharma, and there like, well, just deeper concepts that were attached to yoga, but I didn't know how far that rabbit hole actually went. And it was during that week long like, not training, retreat, that I truly fell in love with yoga. And I started practicing a lot more on my own. I actually, well, technically I had my 200 hours earlier on in the year as well, because I downloaded a online 200-hour program, and I completed that in a couple of months. And I think I got that in March of 2025. And I kind of just didn't feel ready. I was kind of like, well, okay, I did this. And also I'm supposed to go teach now. I'm supposed to be able to do this. I don't think so. And, I was doing it online in my own bedroom and watching sometimes videos in the gym if there were, just kind of concepts and anatomy and things like that. And so I was kind of like, oh, and now I'm supposed to just like be able to go in front of people and do this with confidence, really. And luckily, I am a teacher by trade, if you will. I went to school for teaching. I spent like my whole professional adult career teaching in the classrooms and the schools. I've held a lot of different positions, but the most, I think, I don't know if I say most frequent, but like the position I held the longest was a math teacher for different ages and stuff like that. But like math was kind of my subject that I taught the most while I was teaching. Anyways, that's besides the point. I digress. Really, I just was kind of freaking out, and online didn't feel like it gave me enough practice. And so I was really interested in doing a 200-hour in-person training as well. Kripalu, I just spent some time there, and it was also an hour away from me. It's pretty close by. And it was just so transformational those 5 days that I spent there that I was like, I can't imagine what a month there is going to do for me. Oh my goodness, this is going to be amazing, right? I get like kind of a mini, like not a mini, but like a long retreat. And also I get to learn how to be a yoga teacher. This is amazing. So signed up for it in March. Honestly, pretty soon after I got my 200-hour online program certification, that I signed up for this in-person one because I was like, yeah, this is great and all, but let's really get the ball rolling here. And so I signed up for it in March, but I didn't actually. It didn't start until September, like the first week of September. So there was a long period of time that I was waiting in between March and September for this program to begin, and it's a lot of reflection. And then honestly, towards the end of those 6 months, just a lot of anxiety and kind of waiting. I felt like I was waiting towards the end. I was pausing a lot of things. I didn't want to start a lot of things because I was like, I'm going to be leaving for a month. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what capacity I'll have like when I get back. I don't know who I'll be when I get back, right? I don't know if I'll even be present, if I will be in this body, or if I will just be like floating when I get back. You know what I mean? Like I was like, what's gonna happen? And so yeah, I spent a month out in the Berkshires in the beautiful, in the mountains. It was gorgeous. The campus was absolutely breathtaking. It was in the beginning of fall. And like in Massachusetts this year, or that year rather, we had like a really long extended summer, it felt like. And so even though we were there, it was September 7th to October 3rd, which is the session that I took, if you will. It was like we were in shorts the whole time. Like I brought sweaters and I brought things that I never ended up using. It was really beautiful weather, and it wasn't until like maybe a week or two after we got home that it all ended, that like the weather started to really shift, and it was clear that fall had arrived and summer was over. But yeah, it was beautiful weather. We would all during our breaks lay outside in the sun and just kind of soak in, well, not just the rays, but all the knowledge and the beauty and the gratitude and everything that we had just from being there and experiencing all of that together as a community, as a collective, as a sangha. And I'm at a retreat center. I'm at a retreat center where not only is it kind of, it's in the mountains, it's secluded, it's on its own like ledge, if you will. Like you have to be driving down this certain mountain and then like make a turn to get to it, and then like both entryways have a long driveway in order to get to it. One's longer than the other, but like it's pretty secluded, you know what I mean? And there's no sidewalks on any of the roads actually that are attached to it either. And so it's one of those things where it's kind of like you feel very safe. First of all, just in this location, period, right? You're surrounded by the mountains. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The views and the sunrises and sunsets, absolutely breathtaking. You know what I mean? Gorgeous. Everybody is taking pictures every 5 seconds of what beauty we are beholding in every moment, right? And we are fed the most amazing food ever. It's healthy, it's organic, it's local. These people have built community and connections with all these farmers and stuff, and then what food isn't used goes back to the community farms and the pigs get a chance to enjoy it. Like it's a whole full circle type of deal. And all the while you're being taken care of in probably the most nurturing environment to be able to be in, just exist in, period. You're learning about yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, not just doing the poses and the asanas, but like you're learning about the spirituality of it. You're learning about the origins of it. You're learning about what different stages of life and how they can be explained in different poses and different practices. It's the on the mat, off the mat translations, and there's just so much that you're learning, again, while being supported in such a safe environment, that first and foremost, our days were super structured. And so it was like a 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. type of deal. And long story short, at the end of that experience, not only did I feel really prepared to be a yoga teacher, I honestly, I felt like I had a lot of anxiety, and I'm one of those like type A overachiever type of person and type of people. And I really practiced a lot, and I'm grateful that I did. I feel like I did really well on all of my, I guess, like checkpoints, the times that we had to teach in front of other people. And yeah, at the end of that month, I felt really prepared. And then I came back home and I was like, yeah, like let's do this. I was journaling all the time when I was there, and I was like, I need to get out of my own way. I need to be this person that I know I need to be. I already know what I need to do. Let's just get out there and do it. You know what I mean? Like Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up and do it. I had so much hope when I left. And I don't mean to laugh actually, but I got home and I crashed. Oh man, I spiraled and I fell into old habits that I had quit a while ago. And it was just one of those things that my computer is going to die. Let me just make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, great. Yeah, so I spiraled in so many different ways in so many different directions. And for maybe about a month, was just resting and not getting back to people and not doing the things that I felt like I needed to be doing, and kind of honestly just being like, what am I doing? Like for a while, I kind of was like, this is great. This is, I'm easing into life again. I don't have any responsibilities. I'm so grateful. I do have, I had some online things. I had some in-person commitments, but nothing really. I didn't have a full-time job that I had to go back to. I was very grateful and fortunate to be in that position, that I got a chance to kind of like ease my way back into life a little bit. But after that month of me kind of just like kind of lazying around and not really having any direction, I was like, okay, like let's do something now. And so I started teaching at that yoga studio, and I'm just realizing that I'm not myself. I don't know how to describe it. For a while, it felt like I was observing life, honestly. Felt like I was in another body, or maybe I was like just truly experiencing this observer effect of, okay, like you're in this avatar body and you are experiencing the world around you. You're having conversations with people, you're interacting, and like, this is what's happening, like having this internal dialogue all of the time while I'm actually experiencing life. That like happened for, I would say, like a month and a half or so. And I was really tired all of the time. I felt really sensitive. I felt really emotional also, like really not emotional like I was like, oh boohoo, or anything, but like emotional as in I was really in touch and in tune with my emotions. Whenever I felt something, I felt like I felt it. You know what I mean? Like I'm sad in a moment, like something that happened was sad, and then I'm like, oh, I immediately want to cry, you know? And I had to fight a little bit harder to hold back the tears in certain situations. As much as I like to kind of like cry whenever I can, let it out, process emotions, like sometimes it's like you maybe don't want to cry in line at the grocery store when you have a thought that brings you back into what happened when you were younger. You know what I mean? Sometimes you kind of don't want to be that person. And so, yeah, I just found myself being more sensitive. I found myself realizing new boundaries, I guess, if you will. And so much was happening all at once. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what is happening? Why am I changing? You know what I mean? Like, who, like, yes, this is me, right? But who is this person? Why all of a sudden are all of these things like, nobody had changed. Nothing around me had changed. I left for a month and I came back, and honestly, everything was kind of like exactly where I left it, exactly how I left it, exactly where I left it, when I left it. Like, it was all pretty much the same, but I was different. And I was just trying to figure out what was going on. And then I was watching something. I forgot what it was, where it was, if I was listening or watching, or if it was a reel or a video or I don't know anything. I don't remember. All I do remember, though, was that somebody was talking about nervous system regulation and how you can have different emotions and be in different states based off of your energy levels, or based off of so you can have different energy levels based off of your, your state. If you're in fight or flight or rest or digest mode, for your parasympathetic or sympathetic, nervous system. And I was kind of just like, oh, wait a minute. That sounds like it rings true to me. That sounds like it hits home for how I've been feeling in a lot of different ways. And I did a deep dive, and I was like, oh my gosh, this feeling of not knowing how to move forward, this feeling of being really sensitive, this feeling of just, I don't know, kind of being overwhelmed with what I'm experiencing, but also too not having the energy to move forward. It was like, oh, okay. Like I am burnt out. Like my system, like my nervous system is kind of fried, and also really confused. After I realized, I went kind of like, I was like, what happened? What changed? And obviously it didn't take very long for me to realize, oh yeah, Melissa, you spent a month at probably one of the happiest places on earth that you've ever been and felt the most safe, the most valued, the most seen, the most nourished, the most intellectually challenged, and all of these different physically challenged, all of these things that you have never felt before in your life all together. Maybe I've experienced all of those things, bits and pieces throughout my life, but never all at once. Oh my goodness, all of that at once. Wow. For a whole month. Whoa, and I realized that coming back home, I came home to a very different environment. I mean, outside of just the fact that it was like in a safe location, having such a structured routine of you wake up at this time, you do yoga at this time, you eat at this time, you do more yoga at this time, you learn yoga at this time, you all of these different things about our day that was structured. And then me too, creating my own structure outside of that, because then outside of these, structured class times, I was making sure that I sauna'd at the same time every night. I was planning on doing certain like hikes and outdoor things at certain times of the day while we still had light in the day. There were so many different things that it was just such a structured reality, and it was so nurturing and safe on so many levels, on literally all of the levels. Like if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, all of my needs were met for the first time in my life ever. And then I come back to my reality where that's not the case. And it's like, I feel it. I feel all of it, because I'm like, oh, now I know what safe feels like. And a month, that's long enough to rewire your nervous system. And so I rewired it for safety and for calm and for relaxation and for rest and digest and for predictability and expansion and all of these beautiful, amazing things. And then I come back into this society that is all about shame and jealousy and guilt and scarcity and fear, and having conversations with people. And also too, like, we weren't really on our phones. Like, we were in a facility that really frowned upon having your phone out like in public areas. They had rooms specifically that were device or electronic rooms, I think they were called. And outside of that, like you were heavily just like, I remember I was taking a phone call outside in the lobby. And it was nobody was even there. And somebody out of nowhere came up to me. She literally appeared. I think she like manifested as I was on the phone. And she was like, "You can't be on your phone out here." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I don't like breaking the rules. I was like, I deeply apologize, like bowing my head and everything. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just kind of really never felt that level of safety. And so coming back home, coming back to my own reality, and having again that disconnection from social media, from the stress, from the realities of my life. And even if it's not even just stress, but kind of just like all of my needs, like I didn't have to worry about my dishes. I did have to do my own laundry, but I didn't have to do, you know what I mean? Like once a week, okay, you do your own laundry, but like your food's taken care of, your dishes are taken care of. All of every single other thing in your life is taken care of, aside from, I guess, your laundry. But yeah, coming back into this dysregulated world that I was living in prior and came back to afterwards, it really brought to the surface all of these things that just kind of, needed to change in my life. And more importantly, I think I realized that I was in fight or flight mode for longer than I would like to admit. And I have been making more of a conscious effort to relax and to ease into my everyday life. And more specifically, more of a conscious effort to tell my body, it is safe now. You are safe. I am safe. This is what it is. I repeat to myself. I have my hand on my heart, and I put my left hand on my heart, my right hand on my lower belly. And I just close my eyes and I repeat to myself, I am safe. 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 And then another thing that you can do as well to cue safety and relaxation in your body is to breathe in through your nose. And when you exhale, you can sigh it out and make sure that you're exhaling for longer than what you were inhaling for. It doesn't even have to be that much longer. It could literally be a second longer. But if you inhale for 3, make sure you're exhaling for at least 4. The longer you can exhale, the better. I like to try to play a game and see how much I can like create distance between the difference of how long I inhale and how long I exhale. So yeah, like if I inhale, for example, for 8 seconds, I like to try to exhale for like longer than 12, 16 seconds. And like, oh, wow, like that was a difference of 8 seconds, but that's just me. But yeah, anytime that you inhale and exhale for longer than what you inhale and you continue that pattern, no matter how long you choose, the deeper you inhale and exhale, the more benefits, the more relaxed that you'll feel. It's a great thing to do before you go to sleep as well. Just kind of getting your body into that rest and digest mode. But little things like that, like there's so many different cues that you can do. I really wanted to specify on the breath just because your breath is so core to your physiology and how you feel and how you interpret that feeling. If your heart is beating fast, you're either really excited or you're anxious. If you have butterflies in your stomach, right? All of these different things can be interpreted in different ways. But yeah, I have learned about the importance of making sure that I bring my body into rest and digest mode, and recently uploaded a track on Insight Timer, a new track that is just that. It is a head to toe body scan, and it's called Nervous System Reset. Well, it's called Head to Toe Body Scan Nervous System Reset. That's actually the title. But that's what it is. It's a head to toe body scan, and it's just kind of going through relaxing the crown of the head, relaxing the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the shoulders, and it literally goes head to toe. And it allows your body to get into a parasympathetic mode, allows your body to know that you are safe, and again closes that cycle of fight or flight, and then you're safe, rest and digest. So that's up right now on Insight Timer, and you can just search for me, Melissa Manifests, and it'll pop up as one of the tracks that you can listen to. I have a bunch of other tracks on there, but that one's kind of relevant to what we're talking about, which is, nervous system regulation and finding different ways to cue safety in our bodies and in our lives. Routine is also something that I've learned that creates safety, which is another reason why when I was at Kripalu, the routine of having, although it was overwhelming and at sometimes stressful, having your full day packed from 6 to 6, I learned that I really did strive. I was very productive. I felt great a lot of the time if I slept well the night before. More specifically, I was sleeping in a dorm, so that was kind of tough sometimes, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so creating structure in your life and your daily routine is something that is also very helpful, that lets your body feel safe, because it's something that creates an expectation. It doesn't have to be boring either. It could be, every day at 9 a.m. I have breakfast. That's an example of a structure. Every night at 10 p.m. I am in bed, and every night by 10:30 I am asleep. Right? So just creating little bits of structure in your daily life and your daily routine that allows you to have your body feel safe. I'm safe because I know that at this time every single day I do this thing, And so, yeah, I've been learning different things that I can do. And the more that I learn, the more that I share. It's funny because all of these different things I didn't even know that I was intuitively doing. Like the sound bowls that I've been doing. Like I've been, a sound practitioner for over a year and a half now. And, I knew that it got you into a relaxed state. I knew that there are benefits to being in a relaxed state. I knew that, going into parasympathetic mode was great, but I didn't really truly understand the depth of it, and that you have more clarity. You see things more clear. You understand things more. I felt like my brain worked better. I felt like it wasn't as foggy as it was. I felt like I was able to more easily identify healthy habits that I was doing, and also too that I was in my relationships. I was identifying healthy habits, unhealthy unhealthy communication styles and things like that. I was able to get more clarity about what it is that I wanted. I felt like a different person. More importantly, I felt more like myself. More importantly, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, who is this? Who's this girl? Who is she? No, I felt like me. I was like, oh my gosh, I have been underneath a pile of snow, we'll call it, for so long that I feel like I'm finally defrosting, and I'm coming back into the version of myself that I have always knew that I was deep down inside, but hasn't been able to truly kind of realize, or I guess meet. And so I've benefited so much just from what I have learned in this experience. And all of these things, again, I'm realizing that it all comes down to nervous system regulation. And all of these years, I've done all of these different things because I know that they have value, and I know that they have meaning, and I know that they help in a lot of different ways. And now I think that I finally created this common thread of how they're all connected. Because for a while I was like, well, why am I into, not why, but I'm into all these different things. How do I kind of let people know without having 50 million different pages and websites? Because that's very exhausting. And something that I don't even really, the intention is this year to post more online and to be more active online. But for somebody who has a history of not being those things, the idea of having multiple websites was like, oh my gosh, no, please don't. So, I have been doing tarot for many years. I do tarot readings. I've been doing sound healing, as I mentioned, for many years. I wire wrap jewelry. Do I have any right next to me? Oh, that would have been perfect. If I had planned this ahead of time, I would have had a really good beauty right next to me to kind of show you. But it's Like Minds Like Magic. If you want to look it up on Instagram, online, or on Etsy, Like Minds Like Magic. So I wire wrap crystals and jewelry, and I've been doing that for oh my gosh, maybe 8-9 years now. That's been for a while. And the reason why I wire wrapped crystals more specifically was for their healing properties. I never wrapped anything but crystals. And So there's that, and then the tarot, and then the bowls, the sound bowls, the yoga, the energy work. Oh my gosh, I've been doing energy work and Reiki. I don't necessarily call it Reiki, but I do energy work, and I've been doing that for the past few years. And so there's so many different things that and also, and I've been doing a lot of talks on quantum mechanics and manifestation and things like that on Insight Timer. And I've been doing coaching as well. I almost forgot. Oh my goodness. And I do coaching as well. So I have been doing so many different things, and I'm like, how in the world do I even market myself? I've had so many people tell me, Melissa, you need to put yourself out there more often. And for a very long time, I was like, how? Like, what do I even do? Where is the cohesion? Who am I to the people that are following me, right? So I think a lot of that was overwhelming for a while, and so it's so crazy, this experience and everything that I've been doing, how it's been aligned and how it all kind of connects to this idea of, your nervous system and how important that is for everything in your life. And, I go by Melissa Manifests because I talk a lot about manifesting your reality and how you can do that through quantum mechanics. And now I really truly feel like this is kind of the missing link for those of you who are like, but I do believe, and I've been doing the affirmations, and I've been doing the journaling, and I've been doing the visualizations, but I'm still not receiving. What's going on here? This doesn't work. For people who are like that and have been experiencing all of these different things, or maybe even experiencing a plateau. Maybe you're like, I know this works. I've made it work for myself. I've experienced all these amazing things. Why am I not being able to expand past where I'm at right now? Another, this could be for you as well. It's because of your nervous system. Oh my gosh. It's like, once I figured this out, I was like, wait a minute, what? And it's not even like I didn't discover anything, mind you. I have been listening to people that talk about this very specifically. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time. I literally started my spiritual kind of like journey with the movie What the Bleep, Joe Dispenza. Like, I don't know how old that movie is, but I saw it in college, like over 15 years ago at this point, like years ago. And so like the fact that I'm kind of like, I'm just discovering how important the nervous system is, like that's literally the definition of you're not going to receive information that you're not ready to hear. Don't ask me why I wasn't ready to hear it. But something about experiencing this stark contrast of living in literally the happiest place I've ever been in my life at Kripalu, and then coming back to let's just say my reality, which is not the happiest place on the earth. But not to sound ungrateful. There's a lot of things that I have to be grateful for. There's a lot of things that I truly enjoy. There's a lot of just freedom and love that I have in my life. And so don't get me wrong, lots and lots of things to be grateful for. Most things to be grateful for, in fact, right? I have more to be grateful for than I do to not. There's nothing I don't have to be grateful for. I should just say. And I'm not trying to like just justify this or anything, but I guess what I'm trying to say is just that like that stark contrast of just complete and utter safety, and then coming back to, not just even my life necessarily, but just this society that we live in. It's fast paced, and it's, it doesn't give you time to breathe. And right now, I'm recording this in the beginning of January. It's January, what day is it? It's January 16th that I'm recording this. And so, it's the dead of winter here in Massachusetts. And, it's like new year, new me. Like, how are we going to change this 2026? And how are we going to be the best versions of ourselves? And it's like, I'm cold and I'm tired, and I don't think this is the right time to start new things, I'm really trying to, again, like focus on this like nervous system and rest and like going with the seasons and the flow of life and not trying to force anything. And I'm trying to do things differently now, I think. And while I am so grateful to have gotten my yoga teacher training, man, do I feel like that was such a small, I hate to say it, I feel like it's such a small portion of what I got when I did that 200-hour training. More importantly, that where I spent a month at this yoga training center that allowed me to be able to experience what true safety and freedom felt like. And yeah, I think it's allowed me to connect everything. Like I mentioned, all the things that I did before, like my crystals allow you to be able to feel calm. Certain ones do. A lot of them allow you to amplify your intentions. Using crystals in the using crystals in the pyramid that I have behind me, which I need to do a video on my pyramid. I have a copper pyramid. It is filled, all of those poles are hollow and are filled with quartz crystals, Lemurian seed quartz, some Herkimer diamonds in there, and some quartz from Arkansas that I mined myself in Arkansas, and more specifically right outside of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yeah. But anyways, if anybody from there, shout out. But yeah, there's crystals in that pyramid behind me. There's also a rodent coil on top that amplifies frequencies like into the pyramid. If you know, you know. But I've always been into that, and that helps with your nervous system. That helps you to relax. It helps with your frequency, right? Which again, everything is connected. The tarot helps with clarity, and clarity helps you to feel safe. And it helps you also connect with your intuition. Helps you go inward, and obviously with the bowls, with the sound bowls, that helps you with not only getting into a relaxed state. The more relaxed that you are, the more that you're in this, rest, digest, parasympathetic mode, but also too, the vibrations from the bowls themselves have different types of healing frequencies as well. And then with the yoga, that's all encompassing mind, body, spirit, and, connecting with the, with the body and listening to the body and moving the body, the meditation and breath work and all of these different components of it. And it all has to come down to, it all can be connected to feeling safe and secure. And going back to what I was kind of like alluding to earlier, which is I learned that if you're stuck and you're at a plateau like this is the missing piece, because if you're not safe, you can't manifest, because feeling unsafe is one of the lowest frequencies. Do I have that chart next to me? No, I don't think I have it next to me. I put it somewhere and I can't find it. I have to print out another one. But they have I forgot what it's called, but it's like a motion frequency chart. And fear fear is one of the lowest ones. It's one of the lowest vibrational frequencies that you can have. I'm just like trying to think of where that chart is, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. I don't want to harp on it too much. But yeah, you're not able to manifest if you're not safe. And so, or you can only manifest to a certain extent, depending on whatever level of safety you have, right? And again, I mentioned that if you were able to manifest before and you're not able to now, like there's some blockage there. And so if you're also too in a really stressed place and you're in a survival mode, right? Like if you're in survival mode, all of your other things are shut down in your body. Like, your digestive system shuts down, your brain capacity, you get like a little bit foggy. Your body isn't like regenerating cells as often as I don't even think it is at all. I have to do, again, this is a journey that I'm exploring now. I'm just getting into it. I want to do more videos on it very specifically so that I can learn more about it. Honestly, that's the reason why I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be posting videos more often, just mainly because I want to do the research, and it kind of like forces me to learn about all of these things so that I can teach you. Jim Quick talks a lot about like the way that you get to learn something the best is being able to teach it. Like you get to learn it twice. And I definitely want to be doing that. Like I want to learn more about this. I want to talk more about this. This just seems so central to not only the things that I've been doing on my own intuitively, but like that this society that we need as a whole. We live in a very fast-paced kind of don't worry about yourself, sacrifice your own time and energy for others type of vibe and energy and space, that it's just, let's put ourselves first, and in terms of like helping to heal and kind of, I guess, helping the community in general. I don't know, I always like to quote Michael Jackson, and as he so eloquently said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. I can't think of a better way than, feeling safe and secure and honoring your body, honoring your needs, honoring your spirit. All of these different things. I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is the secret. And yeah, of course, getting clarity on what it is you want and putting it out there and manifesting it. Absolutely. Right. But I also think that like the feeling of safety and to be home and to just be one with yourself, I definitely am really aligned with that coming first. And so anyways, these are all different things I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to continue to be able to talk about expansion, right? And how not having a calm nervous system when you're thinking about expanding is one of the biggest indicators that that's something that you can do to get more of whatever it is that you're wanting to expand. And so, for example, like in terms of abundance, if the thought of getting a lot of money kind of like makes your heart beat a little bit faster, maybe makes your breaths a little bit more shallow, maybe you feel a bit of tightness in your chest, then your nervous system is afraid of having more money. If you think about a relationship and really being honest and open and allowing somebody else in as a, core one-to-one partnership, and that also gives you those feelings of anxiety and fear and your heart racing, and these are your body's cues of letting you know like this doesn't feel safe. And so I plan on doing more meditations that allow you to kind of visualize these different situations and make you feel safe, imagining being safe in those situations, and just meditations like the one that I have right now that's kind of just different opportunities, different lengths of just relaxing. This one right now that I have online is 7 minutes. I think it's about 7 minutes, but I want to do maybe a shorter one, maybe a 3-minute, maybe a 10, maybe 15, 20 minute, who knows? Maybe an hour even, maybe a bedtime one. I think it's really important to be able to feel safe and have tools to allow you to get there. And if a meditation track is my way of giving back and my way of being able to say, hey, like here's something that I'm doing for the collective that you can access at any point in time. Insight Timer is free. Most of my tracks, or right now, all of my tracks are free on Insight Timer. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have any paid ones. It would be paid to the app. It would be like a subscription to Insight Timer. That would be like the next level up for certain tracks and things like that. I don't have any up right now. That might change. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, as it stands right now, all of my tracks are free. I plan on doing more tracks between now and the end of the year. I plan on just doing all of the different ones that I'm inspired to do. I don't really kind of have a plan on anything. I don't have like a goal. I'm going to get X amount of tracks out. My intention though is to get my tracks out sooner when I have the inspiration to do so. And so I had the inspiration to do that body scan. I got that out. And I just recorded a new one as well, which is kind of allowing your body to be relaxed with this idea of expansion and abundance. That one's also going to be coming out soon. I have to finish editing and posting it and then wait for it to be approved. But that one should be coming out very soon. So I'm excited. I wanted to do this update again. Like I haven't been on here in a very long time. The intention is to do that. And so, man, mark my words. I hope that I don't regret saying that, but that is my intention. That is my goal. It is the beginning of the year, and it is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and it feels right. The timing right now feels right. I want to learn more about these things. I want to share more about these things. I feel like it's been really important. The little bit that I've learned has been like transformational in my life already so far. And so I want the same for others as well. Like that would be incredible if others can feel very liberated and can feel like, yeah, I can do this on my own as well. And so I wanted this video to be shorter than what it ended up being. I can see right now that it is a long video, but it's very honest and it's very open. And it's one of those things where, I'm being candid, and this is just kind of like my reintroduction. So the ones that I have coming up are hopefully going to be more structured than this. I will hopefully not be, a few minutes before getting ready to go to bed. And you'll see me more often. That is the goal and the intention for this year. Yay, 2026. But anyways, you guys, have a beautiful rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever time of day it is for you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing space and co-creating this space with me. If you guys have any suggestions and any questions on videos that you would like to see on nervous system regulation, or even maybe even expanding more on the things that I'm already doing with nervous system regulation, I want to maybe do some yoga videos. I want to do more sound videos. I want to do a video. Oh my gosh, I do this with the pyramid, explaining what that is, talking about crystals. There's so many different things that I want to talk about, but let me know what maybe you guys are interested in. Would definitely love to hear what you guys would like to learn more about. I'm going to kind of, again, try to connect it with nervous system regulation, but yeah, let me hear what you guys think in the comments. So with that, again, have a great morning, evening, night, whatever time of day it is for you. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye, guys.